Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Thursday, June 20th, 2013. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, we'll have more details on Monday night's vote by the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen to increase the property tax rate in the city. We'll speak to former Dukes of Hazzard star John Snyder, and Tullahoma has a new discount store. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
The construction sale continues at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Even though the construction process is still going on, Russell Barnett says we have to move them out now. Check out this 2013 Kia Rio, yours today for $15,995. With America's best warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. So remember, Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma is the dealer for the people. And my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Welcome to Camino Real, home of the area's most authentic Mexican food. Expect quality service in a friendly environment that features the only truly authentic Mexican food in the area, with favorites like tacos, fajitas, enchiladas, burritos, tostadas, freshly made guacamole, and Mexican rice, all made from scratch using homemade Mexican recipes and only the freshest ingredients. Come and enjoy a meal at Camino Real with the great food, friendly service, and warm atmosphere of Old Mexico.
A salute to the never wasters, the coupon clippers, switch flippers, one last drop of milk drippers, the thoughtfully thrifty, and the just plain cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever-watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month, for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
Welcome back. As we reported on Tuesday's Newsleader, the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen voted on Monday night in favor of a 25-cent increase in the city property tax rate. 3 Tullahoma citizens spoke to the board, voicing their opposition to the increase. Let's watch a portion of those comments.
Consider the pros and cons of this budget before it goes forth, and it's not an easy decision to make, but I do hope that you'll consider looking to cut that budget in another place instead of putting more burden on the people who do choose to live in your community.
Just again to touch on the fact that we're looking at declining enrollments in our schools, sadly declining population in our area, and a growing older population. Mayor, you ran on the platform of growing business and supporting existing business, which I supported and still support 100%, 1,000%. But raising property taxes in an already difficult economic climate is just not the way to support existing business.
In what was a somewhat unusual occurrence, Myra Patton, Jackie Duncan, and Rush Bricken, who are on the Coffee County Commission but are also Tullahoma's citizens, spoke out against the tax increase.
Yes, I'm Myra Patton, and I'm the Coffee County Commissioner for the 18th District of Tullahoma, which I know most of you. We did not raise taxes this year. We stayed in our budget. We've stayed in our budget for the last 3 years, and I feel like you ought to do the same. If you get $10,000 and that's all you've got to spend, then you don't need to spend 12. I feel like that we argue and fight over 1 and 2 cents, and you have the gall to come in and say you want 25 cents. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's out of control. It's out of control spending, and you need to stay in your budget. Just like all the families have to do, you need to stay in your budget.
I don't think you want to get us started on county government and the inefficiencies and
we haven't raised their taxes,
so we won't go there.
But I just cannot get on board with the tax issue. I'm a senior citizen, and I'm retired, and I'm on a fixed income also, so I'm looking out for people just like me. I could stand it. I could stand it, but I've got people all around me that are not working, haven't worked for some time, and have got other issues that I'm helping.
Be sure to share with your neighbors that are concerned about the property tax increase, that are low-income elderly. There is a tax relief program available. Mr. Baltz and others can share that with you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think this tax increase is just over the top. I think certainly if y'all would look hard at your budgets, you could reduce it substantially. And I mean crucially hard. You talked about a $100,000 house, $600 a year additional tax.
$62 a year.
$62 a year.
10 cents a week.
That additional $5, $6 a month. I mean, when you start factoring that in, that is substantial dollars to a lot of citizens, like Mr. Duncan said.
Chastised by county commissioners. It's the most incredible thing over budgets. Most incredible thing. I've been here 11 years. It's hard to believe.
Alderman Jimmy Blanks made a motion to amend the budget to provide for only a 12.5-cent increase. That motion failed by a vote of 5-2. Alderman Mike Norris then offered another amendment which would have increased the tax rate by only 5 cents, which would cover the capital expenditures in the budget.
So what I would like to propose is an amendment that we currently reduce the funding to the schools back to the previous level, reduce the tax increase back to a nickel, which would pay for the city or the pool and the high school roof, and that concerned citizens get involved with the school board during their deliberations of their budget, and then the school board come back to us after that's happened, and we can amend the budget at a later date. So I'd like to offer that as an amendment.
Second.
Alderman Norris's amendment failed by a 4-3 vote, and the question was called for the original budget as previously amended. That motion was approved by a 4-3 vote, and the 25-cent tax increase was passed. We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
It's a great day at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Keith Barnett here today to tell you about the 2013 redesigned Ford Fusion. It is the best midsize car for the money. It averages 35 miles per gallon, and most of all, folks, it is a 5-star safety rated vehicle. These Ford Fusions start out at $19,995 after Ford manufactured rebates and incentives. So come on down to Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. Tell them, Clay.
My question is, will I buy anywhere else?
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, spring promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Former Dukes of Hazzard star John Snyder was in town Saturday for the Southern Wheels in Motion car show. I spoke with John prior to an autograph signing session at the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody may be rocking out at Bonnaroo today, but I'm going to tell you what, right here in Tullahoma at the South Jackson Civic Center, you won't believe the crowd that's come here, and I have to believe that a lot of it has to do with this man I'm talking to, John Snyder, who you may remember from the Dukes of Hazzard. John, how in the world did they ever get you to Tullahoma?
Well, I'm a car guy, so all I have to do really is ask, and I see something I've not seen. Daisy Jeep, you hardly ever see, and there's a jumped General Lee over there. You never see those. That's really cool. So these are real car people.
You've done a lot of television, movies, that sort of thing, writing, and, of course, entertainment as a singer. But I would have to think that this is what really launched your career of the Dukes of Hazzard. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It launched my career. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, as you can imagine. It's a great way to open the door, and it's also a huge obstacle to overcome. You know, so it's been terrific. There's a brand new show on the Oprah Winfrey Network called The Haves and Have-Nots. It's been on for 3 weeks. It's doing very, very well. I don't think anything's going to eclipse the Dukes, but remember, there was life after Bonanza, and there was life after a lot of shows. Clint Eastwood came from Rawhide. So did Burt Reynolds. So it could happen.
You've had some other hit shows. Smallville, one of them, I believe.
Smallville, yeah. Smallville ran for 10 years. I played Jonathan Kent on that show, and I have some pictures here from that as well. Great show, wonderful experience for me. But really, my heart, before I started doing Dukes of Hazzard, I was a little kid with a Super 8 camera, making movies and editing on the shag carpet. So I'm happy to say that this very week, we start filming a horror film that I wrote called Smothered, and I'm the director, and we start that this week, and that'll be for popcorn for the big screen, and I have very, very high hopes for that. My hope is to be doing 2 or 3 movies a year as a director and as a writer, and step a little bit away from the in front of the camera stuff.
Do you recall when you auditioned for the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, really? Ancient history. First there were dinosaurs. Yes. I auditioned for Dukes back in 1978. They were looking for people from the South, from farms actually, between the ages of 24 and 30. And I am actually from Mount Kisco, New York. And I was 18. So I lied. I told them I was 24 from Snailville, Georgia, a place that doesn't exist. Said I just graduated from the Georgia School of High Performance Driving, a school that doesn't exist. And that got me in the door. Didn't get me the job, but it got me in the door. They never would have seen me.
Pretty creative of you. I've got to say.
You have to be. You have to be creative. The most creative part of being an actor, I think, is getting the job. From then on, it has a tendency to get pretty technical.
Country music. You're from New York.
Yeah.
You really did very well in country music in the 80s. What got you into that?
Well, my dad played in a square dance band called the Crop Dusters. He's a pilot. So I grew up with country music. But New York is very, very... This looks like where I'm from, right here. New York City is a very, very small... New York City is a freckle on New York State. The rest of New York State is beautiful and lush and green and really a remarkably beautiful place.
What about your work with the Children's Miracle Network? I know that's a charity that I think you originated.
Yes, I did. Wow, you're wonderful. Thank you for knowing all of this. I started the Children's Miracle Network with Mick Shannon, Joe Lake, Mike Gersey, and Marie Osmond back in 1982. We raised money for children's hospitals. In fact, this wonderful car show gave Children's Miracle Network, through me, gave $500 last night to Vanderbilt Children's. Yeah, Vanderbilt Children's. This is a wonderful organization, this car show. So that money will go right to Vanderbilt Children's there in Nashville. And we give money, we raise money for children's hospitals. We don't tell them how to spend it. It's completely non-discretionary funding because we don't know and we don't pretend to know. So in our 30 years, this is our 30th anniversary, we have raised, we'll tip it this year, right over $5 billion, not million, $1 billion for children's hospitals all throughout the United States and Canada. So we've been part of a wonderful thing that's going to outlive all of us, and that feels really good. I have a special place in my heart for real car folks, and these are real car folks, even though some of them drive Fords.
Well, I drove up here in a Ford, but I've got to tell you, and I made it.
Wow.
For the last 10 or 12 years, I've always made it up here in a Ford somehow.
Good.
But I got to tell you that I've covered this event for the last probably 12 or 15 years, and I've never seen a crowd this big here. It's huge, and I think a lot of it's attributable to you, and I just want to thank you for coming to Tullahoma.
And again, thank you so much for knowing all of that. I appreciate it very, very much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
My name is Trey McNabb, and my family's been serving Tullahoma and Middle Tennessee for over 33 years. We have a huge selection of new Chryslers. Right now, you can get the all-new 2013 Chrysler 200 Limited for only $189 a month. You'll appreciate the convenience of our friendly service department, open 6 days a week. Come check out the difference at Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, or view all of our inventory online at stanmcnabb.com. And remember, if anyone can, Stan can.
It's time to celebrate. You don't have to drive to the city for your party supplies anymore. The Celebrate Party Store has opened at 1802 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma to service all your party needs. Over 300 varieties of balloons, party favors, gift wrap, boxes, bags, bows, plates, napkins, tablecloths, and cups of all colors. Catering supplies from utensils to serving dishes, Wilton cake decorating supplies, and chocolate melts. Wedding, baby shower, bachelorette party, and themed birthday party supplies from any sport to Hollywood. From a luau to Hello Kitty, Celebrate has it all. Hats, masks, patriotic decorations, piñatas, confetti cannons, and full-size celebrity cutouts, and a whole wall of greeting cards at 50% off. Celebrate is home-owned and operated by John and Karen Orr, who invite you to come in and see what they have. You won't believe your eyes because they have it all. Start your celebration at Celebrate, 1802 Suite 820, North Jackson Street, Tullahoma, 931-455-5550.
Mark, you've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Has your love taken a downturn? Are you in a relationship recession? You need a bailout. Hope has arrived. You're qualified for the Romance Stimulus Package at Woodard's Diamond Showroom. We have an entire store filled with fine jewelry that will put the sparkle back in your love story. Our team of romance advisors has the surefire plan to get your passion on the road to recovery. Woodard's Diamond Showroom inside Northgate Mall of Tullahoma.
This is for my daddy and the chips. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's up proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
At Charter, we're connecting military families with free webcams and the fastest, most reliable internet speeds. Get your webcam at charter.com/canyousee.
I miss you, Daddy.
Welcome back. Tullahoma has a new discount store as Big Box Overstocks recently opened a location in the city. John Gray stopped by for the grand opening and brings us this report.
This is the grand opening at Big Box Overstocks, and it's located on Wilson Avenue, right across from the Coker Building. This is the interior of the store. They carry all kinds of things in here, just about everything you can imagine. There's a great big shoe. There's television. It's Big Box Overstocks. Right here in Tullahoma, carrying everything from food items to paper goods, bedding, dishes, appliances, workout equipment, shovels and rakes, and supplies of all kinds. They have also furniture and some clothing here, and Big Box Overstocks. There's them Traders boys right there. Look at them. There's 3 of them in here. Reckon they got a loan on this deal. And these are the Chamber of Commerce ambassadors at the Big Box Overstocks ribbon cutting. There's a good-looking crew right there. And this is a group of Big Box Overstocks employees. They've got the scissors ready there to make the cut on that ribbon cutting for the opening of their store. And there's a big smile with everybody. There you go. There's the ribbon cutting right there. And, we wish them great success. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have Justin, the manager of Big Box Overstocks, and today's your grand opening and ribbon cutting. Justin, how's everything going, partner?
Everything's going great. We had a great turnout.
Glad to have everybody here. The community's really accepted us, and we're glad to be here.
What are your hours going to be here?
We're going to be open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and then Saturday we're going to be 10 to 8, and we'll be closed on Sundays.
Closed on Sundays. And,
Yes, sir.
and what do you expect? Tell people kind of what they can find when they come in the store. What's going to happen here? I know you're just getting open, and you probably, there's some vacant shelves. You're going to fill this place up. What kind of products are going to be in here?
Yes, sir. Actually, we're still getting lots of shipments. We're going to carry anything from big screen TVs to home theater items, small electronics, non-perishable food items, paper goods and chemicals, name brand clothing, you name it, we get it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Big box overstocks. Welcome to Tullahoma, Justin.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in just a moment.
The highest standard of integrity delivers stability and honor. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of integrity in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. The Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Tim. Tim's a small, smooth-haired terrier with pale red markings. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. The hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2711 or 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society by sending it to Post Office Box 252, Manchester, Tennessee 37349, and their website is www.coffeehumane.org. And the pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is Romeo. Romeo's a Labrador, approximately 3 years old, and entered the shelter as a stray. Romeo gets along well with other dogs and children, and he will receive a free neuter provided by the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. Microchip identification is available to all dogs adopted for a $15 or greater donation to the shelter. For more information or more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. State law also requires a deposit refundable upon proof that the adopted pet has been neutered or spayed. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue. Numerous nonprofit groups benefited from the recently concluded Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. Tullahoma groups were no exception. Andrew Todd spoke with Diane Bryan and Mike Norris about the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce booth at the festival.
Well, we're here, Bonnaroo 2013. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are in the background, but I'm right here with Diane Bryant and Mike Norris. They're working a beer booth here. And Diane, first off, how's your Bonnaroo?
Our Bonnaroo is good. We're having a great time, and we're selling lots of beer.
It's good. Mike, you having a great time?
Oh, having a great time, especially Paul McCartney Friday night. We just kicked it out of the stadium. $28,000 we sold Friday night.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How is everything going, and how these funds are going to help out so much for the area?
The funds keep coming back into the area, and these are fundraising booths is what they are. And we have our chamber members, our board members, our ambassadors that volunteer, and they come out, and basically they donate their time in exchange for a ticket, and then they help us sell beer to help raise money for the chamber. And you know what we do with the money of the chamber. We use it to recruit and to get more people, more industry, and more retail into our area.
Absolutely. And Bonnaroo is a big boom for us in this area. You know, it's not just Manchester, it helps Tullahoma too.
No, it does. And as a matter of fact, I think we can talk to the airport. We've had a lot of these big jets landing at our airport, so we anticipate some very good fuel sales.
That's right. And speaking speaking of Paul McCartney, we had Sir Paul land at Tullahoma Airport, did we not?
Yes, we did. He landed his G5, and everybody was watching to see what he was going to do.
It was like Ed Sullivan Show all over again, almost, wasn't it?
That's correct. It was a big question. I had photographs text to me of him driving in the SUV off of the airport.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to let you guys get back to work. Thank you so much for talking to me, and enjoy the rest of your Bonnaroo.
You got it. Thanks.
We'll be right back in a moment with your weather forecast.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
When you're running late headed to that sporting event or horse show and hungry but need gas, you don't have to choose which to get. Just stop at any Quick Mart where gas prices are normal and the food is outstanding. Burgers, fries, salads, sub sandwiches, chicken strips, egg rolls, even pizza can be picked up while the gas is pumping. Stop by any Quick Mart today and not only save time, but enjoy some good cooking, southern hospitality, and prices you can live with.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Your family's favorite shows shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs, so now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1936 at 98 degrees. The record low was in 1935 at 51 degrees. Average high on this day is 85 and the average low is 64. For tonight, look for some isolated thunderstorms in the forecast with a low of around 66. Isolated thunderstorms continuing in the forecast for Friday with a high of 88 and a low of 66. Partly cloudy weather expected for Saturday with a high of 90 and a low of 68. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.